Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Child, we are back with a brand new episode of Ready to Love, Season 6, Episode 8. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Child, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Anything, child. A smirk, a smile, a laugh, girl, I was thinking the same thing. Hit the like button and subscribe. Now let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So the men meet in the gentleman's lounge and P.O. was like, wow, another week in the gentleman's lounge. I must be doing something right because I'm still here. Listen, apparently it's something we not seeing because P.O. has yet to G.O. So therefore and thus and such, honey, I ain't got time to be worried about P.O. Honey, if y'all gonna keep him around, then let y'all keep him around. So Tommy tells them that if they're going to have a healthy relationship, then there has to be some reciprocity. Okay. And he says that he wants the men to introduce the ladies to their best friends. And this is the week for the ladies to be eliminated. Now, before I go any further, this episode could have been non-existent. Okay. And as I continue the recap, you will understand why. In the next scene, P.O. meets up with Chill Bill in his 1997 fit, baby. Bill even chilled on what he was gonna wear. Bill, you're on TV. Child, this is a whole fool. So Paul said, that's who he trusts to give him sound advice. And P.O. said, he reached out to Christina, but she's been evasive. Child, now she ghosted you on a dating show. Her ex tried to warn you. Didn't he tell you that she was gonna ghost you and not show up? Quiet as it's kept, honey. It ain't even quiet as it's kept, honey. It's loud as it's kept. Christina can go. Okay, she really can go. Because I don't see anybody here for her. And after talking to that ex, it's just seeming like Christina is not ready to be involved with anyone. It's just not working. So he has Dakia and Carmen coming. Now, where'd Dakia come from? Okay, child, I don't have time. Dakia hasn't even been on his radar. The last time I heard him say anything about Dakia was when he said she liked to be thugged out after 9 p.m. So she shows up, though, looking pretty. Hey, girl. And she said Paul has been a mystery to her. So, she's excited to find out more about him. Chill Bill, as soon as she sat down, she was like, yeah, his name is P.O.J. because in the 5th grade. And then Paul tells us that he was rapping this song, right? And he was calling himself P.O. the Gigolo. And they thought that gigolo was spelled with a J, but it was really spelled with a G. Why in the hell in the 5th grade are you calling yourself a gigolo? You've been crazy all your life, P.O. You have really been crazy all your life. Even in elementary school. What you know about a gigolo? Do you even know what that means? Well, I know you know what it means now, but back then, why would you just go around calling yourself a gigolo? I mean, it does seem fitting, so I guess we'll keep it. So Chill Bill said, so what you like about him? The kid said, I like how protective he is because, at work, I'm the boss. But, I want to be protected and I want to go have someone I can go to the embassy party with and then go to the hood for the barbecue. He did say you like to be thugged out after 9 o'clock. So, there's that. So then Karma shows up. Child, she sachets up like she owned the outside. Girl, stop. So here go Dakia. In the confessional, she was like, she done wore those blue contacts again. I thought Clifton told her that was not a good look. Well, honey, apparently she ain't listen. Karma got 1-800-CONTACTS on speed dial. Do y'all hear me? 1-800-CONTACTS. Karma. Oh, baby, Karma gonna wear them blue contacts, honey. I know them eyes just as dried out. So Dakia said, I feel like I just don't understand it. Dakia said she done put these contacts back in her head. Oh, bless her heart. Yes, child, bless her. So Bill is like, well, I see your dilemma because he's looking at Carmen and he's looking at Dakia. Sir, he don't have no dilemma. Dakia is not interested in him. I don't even know where this came from. Let me speak directly to you, honey. Stop wasting our time this way. Ready to Love needs to take a break and reformat. Because I'm getting very disinterested. It's to a point where I don't even want to review this show in seasons moving forward because it just seems so fake and all over the place and things are not adding up and people are just popping up to just be seen with somebody. It's not making no sense, child. Like, this isn't even watchable at this point. We know the two of you have no connection. So then Bill looks at Carmen and he goes, so how long have you known P.O.J.? She said, I call him Paul. Mama named him Paul. I'm going to call him Paul. She said, going forward, he will be Paul. Child, do you see Bill? He is a blast from the past. Paul will be P.O.J. to him. Okay? Always and forever. So Dakia said, I'm still getting to know him. Here go Carmen. So you haven't even been on a date? She said, Here go Carmen. Well, it could be something to explore or not explore. Carmen, pipe down. Dakia was like, why are you competing with me? He's going to choose the woman best for him, and you should choose the man best for you, not the man that's easiest to get. Bloop. Honey, you better tell her. I know that's real. Moving forward. Baby, this just shows Carmen just wants to win because you competing over P.O. Girl gone. So Dakia excuses herself, and Carmen immediately shows her insecurities. Here she go. Well, they do save the best for last. Get rid of the zeros and get you a hero. Ma'am, what possesses you to wake up and behave like you're a senior in high school? Just what? Okay, because at the end of the day, the man is going to decide who he wants to deal with. And you saying all that ain't going to make him like you no more, no less. So Chill Bill said, you know what I did notice about you? That you might try to control your men. Absolutely, Bill. You and your fitted. Especially when she told you what to call him. Honey, you ain't liked her since, and you ain't fooling me. So she said, it's just me being competitive, but I'm submissive when I'm around Paul. And when did this happen? She said he just puts a calm over me. So then we hear P.O. saying that Carmen is very superficial, but he wants to see, how things are going to go. So she leaves, and he asks Chill Bill who he would choose. And he said, I would choose Dakia if you want to be the old you, and I would choose Carmen if you want to be the new you. Is he ready to be Paul? I don't think so, child. I really don't. Let's move on. In the next scene, Tori meets up with his friend Ash, whose name is Ashley, but he calls himself Ash to be a little bit more feminine, just like we call Laverne Vern. Okay, shout out to Ashley, to meet Sabrina and Ace. So Tori reminds us yet again that his connection with Sabrina is a little shaky. We know Tori. Honey, we know. Gosh. He said, Ash is a BS detector. Tori, let Brina go, child. That ship has sailed. Just let it go. Every time you talk about Sabrina, you have to give us a disclaimer beforehand. We know that since the Truth or Dare game, things have not been on the up and up. You don't have to keep reminding us, child. We got it. So Sabrina shows up with a candle, and he says that they haven't been conversing, so the gift kind of sent him mixed signals, but he was like, you don't buy a gift if you're wasting someone's time. Oh, really? Because, honey, I beg to differ. I got a whole lot of wasted time gifts around this house. I really do, child. And it's just a candle. She wanted to impress your friend. That's what she wanted to do. So Ashley started asking about her dating history and, things like that about her. So she said she's been looking for a partner in crime. And Ash said, okay, y'all look good together. But where's the other connection? Sir, focus on who is in front of you. Child, that was rude as hell. So Tori was like, well, I don't know. Let me call her. Then he whips out his cell phone and proceeds to call. Tori, see, this is why she don't really just like you. Why are you doing this right in front of her? See, that's what I told y'all last review, this old passive-aggressive bullshit. Okay? So Sabrina said, dang, he really just right here whipping out his phone. Girl, and he is. That was rude. Like, he should have been focused on his date with Sabrina. If Ace chose not to show up, then she just chose not to show up. Now, if she would have called Demetrius in front of you, you would have had a fit. He is really calling this lady, child. So while Sabrina is sitting there, she's like, oh, this is awkward. Whole time, Tori is like, yeah, I don't think Ace would stand me up. He's still calling. Baby, Ace is like, call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, call me Compossible. Baby, Ace said, I ain't come. I ain't going to be able to do it, child. She did not come. I would have excused myself. As soon as he picked up that cell phone and got ready to call Ace, I would have left. So after she didn't answer, they proceed with Sabrina. I would not be interested in speaking any further. I'm sorry. That would be just me. I'd be like, you know what? And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and excuse myself. And you can continue to call Ace, leave her a voicemail, send her a smoke signal, send her a text. Hell, send Tommy over to her house. I'm going to go. Okay? Because I'm not going to be able to do it. So then she gets up and she leaves. And here go Ash rude behind. He's like, I like her. She compliments your appearance, as far as appearance wise, but so then Tori said, yeah, but I feel like she's indecisive. She hasn't been single that long, so she's still trying to figure it out. He's also upset about Ace doing a no-call, no-show. I think it's time for Tori to go. I really do, because the thing is, his connection with Ace is looking like it's not really a connection. Sabrina don't really like him. And that's just that on that. She likes him, but not to the extent of choosing him. So I could tell that Tori kind of has, he's a sensitive guy. You can just tell. He's very sensitive, and I just don't think him and Sabrina are a good fit. Like, as far as the way that he feels about her. Now, do I think that Sabrina should have given Tori another chance? I'm going to tell y'all that a little bit later in the review, but y'all just let it go. In the next scene, Demetrius meets up with Ken and Sabrina. Child, her energy is on 1,000. Do y'all hear me? It's totally different. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but when she came into the date with Ash and Tori, she gave Ash a handshake like it was an interview. But she hugged Kenneth when she came in to have the date with Demetrius. Did y'all notice that? Tori, it's a wrap, honey. Sabrina, you playing games. Okay, you really playing games. So then Kenneth asks what she can bring to the table. She said that she's going to be a genuine partner, and the friend is asking all these questions. It's giving very sterile. He's asking, she's answering. I'm like, John, what is happening? So then she asks him what kind of woman would be good for Demetrius. And he said, somebody that's willing to be submissive. She said, excuse me? This is what she said in her confessional. Yeah, hard stop. Okay, like, what are you even talking about right now? So she looks at him and she goes, I'm not submissive. Like, it's hard for me to follow. Well, Demetrius seems like he is controlling. So I don't see the two of you working out. That threw him off, baby, when she said that. He, in his confessional, he said, it's not a huge red flag where we would stop talking, but yeah, I don't know. Demetrius always talking about a red flag. Sir, you are a walking red flag. Your personality is that of a wet rag. And really and truly, I feel like the only thing that you have going for you are these suits. Child. So she's like, I'm an independent woman doing it for myself. Well, okay, Destiny's Child. She was like, I need to lead. So the thought of being submissive, that's kind of foreign to me. Well, I'm going to say this to you, Sabrina. Tori was willing to allow you to be you, but you played him to the left for suits. And now you're realizing that maybe Demetrius is not what he seems. And that's what you get. His friend said, well, you might not want to hear this, but this is who Demetrius is. He's going to want to lead. Not going to work. Moving forward. In the next scene, Clifton meets up with Kenny, and it's going to be Joy and Dakia. So Joy arrives, and she looked like she wanted to kiss Clifton, child, when she saw him. But he kind of, just gave it a little hug. I was like, Joy, I saw that. He said his connection with Dakia is also growing. So Dakia shows up, and Joy was like, I'm just interested to see their connection. So they're at the table. And it's something Clifton doesn't want to eat. I can't remember what it was. So the kid is like, well, you have to try it since you made me try those oysters. So she gets up and goes over to feed him, right? And baby, you could see the uneasiness in Joy's face. But in her confessional, she was like, yeah, he's a big guy, girl. Get up and feed him, girl. Yeah, he hungry. And girl, now you bothered. Okay? You bothered. So Kenny asked them what they like about him. And Joy said, I like who he is. I like how he came in. And how can you not? He's huge. But she said it was because he's who he is since the first day that they met at the mixer. Clifton has never changed. And Kenny said, well, can you handle that? She said, hell yeah. Baby, we know Joy loves her some Clifton. He got her fiending. Shout out to Jodeci. Baby, she love her some Clifton. So then he asked Dakia, what's the best quality about Clifton? And she said that he can be intellectual and have fun. And y'all know what I noticed about Dakia? She's giving similar answers to what she said when she was with P.O. about him being able to go to the embassy party and then be able to be thugged out. And that's the same thing she's saying over here with Clifton. Dakia, let me find out you ain't got an original thought. Honey, what is happening? So the friend said, not a lot of people can handle Clifton's straightforwardness. Okay, well, is that code for he can be an asshole? Because sometimes people are like, well, that's just who he is. They use that as an excuse to be rude. Now, I don't see Clifton being rude, but we ain't seen all that there is to see about Clifton. In last episode, he kind of surprised me with how he felt about the exes. So, I don't know. So then Joy was like, listen, y'all, I gotta go, honey. So she gets up and leaves. She said Dakia isn't intimidated by anyone. This is what she's saying in her interview. She said, they've had chemistry from the beginning, so she hopes now that Dakia is more aware of her connection with Clifton. What does her being aware of your connection with Clifton mean, though? Like, what it's going to mean to her? Do you think it's going to make her back off? Because it ain't. I think she really likes Clifton, so, child, we'll see. So Dakia has this drink, right? And when she first sat down with the drink, Joy was like, ooh, that looks like a vagina. So Clifton going to say, can I taste your pussy? And she's like, ooh, anytime. Let me know when. Okay, pause. See, now you scream, I want to be respected, but you sit in front of his friend whom you don't know and talk nasty and say nasty stuff like that. Like, it sends the wrong impression. If you're going to be ladylike, honey, be ladylike with everybody. Child, this is a whole fool. Moving forward. Clifton stay drinking after people. He said pandemonium where? Ugh, that is so gross. Oh my God. Oh, child, that is just so nasty. The kid said, well, I know Joy is head over heels, but he's still figuring it out, so he's fair game. Y'all know what I noticed? She got a little karma in her as well on the slick. The kid, you ain't fooling me, honey. You got a little competitiveness in you too. She leaves, right? And then his friend said that he got a better vibe from Joy. Her personality was better. He saw more of it. He said between the two, Joy is a better fit. But Clifton was like, well, I can't ignore my connection with Dakia. Well, then why did you ask him his opinion? Moving forward. Dakia seems real serious next to Clifton. When I see the two of them together, I don't know. She just gives me serious. Like, they only seem to connect over their nasty, that's what she said, sex jokes. Is it just me? I don't know. I just feel like their connection is very superficial and very surface level. If they ain't making sexual innuendos at each other, it's giving nothing. In the next scene, Donovan meets up with Phil. Hey, Phil. Child, we heard word on the curb as you and Sydney are no longer. My condolences. So we see Phil from last season, and Donovan tells us that they're best friends. I wouldn't have guessed that the two of them would be best friends, but they do kind of have similar personalities, so I guess. So Sabrina walks in, shaking Philip's hand, and here comes Christina. Christina, what are you doing here with Donovan? See what I'm talking about? People are just mixing and matching. I don't know what's happening. Sabrina said, Christina is here? She said, oh, I guess it was more serious than I initially thought. Well, honey, me too, because I'm shocked. So she said, I'm just really flattered, though, that Donnie wants me to meet his friend. Girl, not Donnie. Anywho, so Christina asked how long that they've known each other, and Philip said they've known each other for 12 years, and he couldn't ask for a better friend. Phil is an all right guy, so I could see him and Donovan being friends. So Phil asked how many connections Christina has. Here she go. I mean, he's up there. He's up there. Girl, you're all over the place. It might be time for Christina to go. Honey, just scrap the whole episode and Child, I want everybody to go. And you gotta go, and you gotta go, and you gotta go. The only person should be left standing is Tommy. Child, I am done with these people. Like, girl, she go wherever the wind blow. And you didn't answer the question. He said how many, which means numerically 1, 2, 3, 4. How many connections does Christina have? Girl, not he up there. So she didn't want to answer the question. Phil didn't want to pressure her. So Sabrina said Donovan came in and jumped over the other men. Sabrina is basically dominating the conversation. Christina ain't saying not nothing. She's just sitting back. And so she's asking about kids and all this. So then she says in her confessional, when Philip said that he's seen Donovan at his lowest, it kind of concerned her because although she likes him, she doesn't know if he's ready because he just got divorced, so he may be still finding himself. Girl, so are you. You are definitely still finding yourself. Pot, meat kettle, and y'all stop calling him Donnie. Ooh. So then the ladies disperse, honey, because they got to go. And he and Philip, they start talking. So he wanted to know, his vibe on Sabrina. He said, I liked her. I liked her energy. I liked the fact that she was asking questions. But her answer seemed a little bit too perfect. So Donovan said, I'm just concerned about her wanting kids because, I have 2. But if that's something that my wife wants, then I'm going to consider that. Consider it? So y'all didn't have that conversation about kids already? That's a very important thing because it could be a deal breaker. And again, Sabrina, I feel like you would have been a good match with Tori. He wants kids. He was all in. He would let you be you. Your picker might be a little bit off. And that's okay because my picker used to be off. But I think you would have been better with Tori. But that's neither here nor there. Moving forward. So Phil said he likes Tina, but she didn't have any direct answers. Child, she didn't have nothing to say, period. So Donovan said, she got a 2-year-old and I just don't really think she was engaged. Child, she did seem like she would rather be at the house having a V8, okay? She could care less what y'all was talking about. So Donovan said now he's going to start ruling out people because, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Yes, please get rid of people, honey, so this season can come to an end because I don't know who likes who. I really don't understand how this is going. In the next scene, P.O. said, after Bill said that Dakia would be a fit for him, he set up a date. So Dakia is walking in and she's like, he checks all the boxes on paper, but I want to see if there's a spark. So they start with the interview questions of it all, honey, the questions and the answer session. And they're having this date. And Paul is giving these corny jokes. And he's like, I don't know if anybody would like me because I give corny jokes and this and that. Okay, I got to say this. During this date, I actually saw another side of Paul. Like, it wasn't so performative, and he actually seemed nervous around Dakia, like he genuinely liked her. And that's a side of him we have yet to see. Then she asked him to tell her something that he hasn't told anyone else, and he said, I paint. Like, I'm an artist. I do like sketches. Child, like the caricature people at the amusement parks. You know how they stop you and they be like, let me draw your picture. P.O., let me find out you moonlighting at the amusement parks and whatnot. No, I'm just kidding. But that was nice of him to divulge that information. And that was a good question, Dakia. Dakia said, well, maybe he isn't so one-dimensional. Okay. I feel like he should have led with this man because he seems more likable. Dakia is the ready-to-love whisperer. Do y'all hear me? She has a way with these men, honey. In the next scene, we see Tori and he's meeting up with Ace. Child, let's see what happened to Ace. Hey, Ace, nice of you to show up. You look nice. So they out, right? And they sit down and Tori tells her that he's disappointed that she didn't show up. She said, well, it wasn't a slight to you, but I see how you look at Sabrina, and that's how a man should look at his woman. And anything less than that, that's not what I want. Ace Obama, cut the crap, okay? You not showing up was rude. I don't care how softly you speak and tilt your head to the side. That was rude because he showed up for your date with your ex, girl. And if you felt that way, you should have given him the courtesy of saying so. This is a process. Also, why in the world are you trying to weasel your way out of it by deflecting? Just say, I didn't want to come, okay? I ain't come because I ain't want to. And what else is going on? She said, if I met with his friend, this is what she said in the confessional, it would send the message that I wanted to be more than friends. Well, why did he meet your ex last week? And why could you have not had a conversation with him? So then she says, we came here to be vulnerable and to connect and to meet the person that puts us in a place where we feel something special. So she's decided to pull herself out of the ready to love journey. She said Laverne was her connection. So she wanted to take a step back and think, and she felt like, why would I stay in this journey? Well, Miss Ace Jill Scott, Laverne gladly left, honey, and did not care anything about you being left behind. I hope you ain't going home to call him. Girl, gone. Bye, Ace Ventura, pet detective, honey, because you're going to go home and be a pet detective with that dog that Vern got, because he said it's just him and his puppy. Moving forward. I respect her leaving, though, all jokes aside. I respect her leaving because she doesn't see her connection, but she went about it the wrong way, and it wasn't cool at all. Like, you could have at least told Tori something. Baby, they be doing Tori any old kind of way. Tori, you might have to, pipe up, honey, and speak your speech. Because the way they're treating you, it's giving doormat. I don't know no other way to say it. So Tori tells her that he has to take a little of the blame because he was putting all his eggs in Sabrina's basket and he let her kind of slip away when she was right under his nose. And he does want her to stay, but he respects her decision. That was very sweet how they handled it. It was very mature, and I do appreciate that, but still, Ace kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Moving forward. In the next scene, the men meet up in the gentleman's lounge, and Tommy wants to know how the women were with the friends, so he goes to Donovan. Donovan was like, well, we met with Phil. Phil from last season. You remember Phil? Here go Tommy. Phil. When black people try to get you to remember a person, they repeat their name. You be like, Mike. Mike. No, Mike and Ike. Yes, Mike. Boy. So he was like, is he still with Sydney? He said, yes, they're still together. Here go Tommy. Woo. Not too much, Tommy. Okay, you still got a wife back at home. He said Phil thought Christina was nice, but he liked Sabrina the most. So then he went to Demetrius, and Demetrius was putting a lot of stank on his date, child. He was like, it was great. We had a connection. We did this. We did that. Demetrius gave nothing. Tori looking all crazy. It's okay, Tori. Honey, it ain't gonna work. So then he went to Clifton, and Tommy asked how he felt being on a date with both Joy and Dakia at the same damn time. He said, I was very comfortable, very confident. Yeah, this week, honey, because last week you had a little attitude, and don't think I forgot. He said, my close friend chose Joy, but I do see a romantic connection with both. So Paul said, well, Chill Bill chose Dakia, and he said if I wanted to be Paul, I would be with her, but if I wanted to be POJ, I would go with old Blue Eyes. Now, y'all know he didn't call her old Blue Eyes, but y'all know I like to put some zhuzh on it. So then Tommy said, which lady can handle both? That's what you need to be asking. So then he went to Tori. Tori tells him that Ace is a no-call, no-show. Honey didn't show up for work. But then she met with him and told him that she wasn't ready to love because they're just friends. Tommy looking like, oh, really? Honey, I wish somebody would have told me. That's basically how he was looking and what he was saying. And Ace, you ain't even tell Tommy? Baby, Ace say, I'm going to put up the church finger and I'm going to dip. Baby, Ace is a mess. So then, of course, he asked who they weren't feeling. Tori said Carmen because they've only talked on the phone. That's because she don't like your hair. She said it up front. As soon as she met you at that little bowling alley or whatever it was, she was like, oh, I don't like the dreads or the locks or whatever she called them. So then Donovan comes in. She just real. I mean, she gonna keep it real. She gonna be who she is, and I don't know if I want her to change that. Well, what does that have to do with the way Tori feels? Y'all gonna stop playing in Tori's face, okay? Now I'm about to get attitude. So Tommy looks right at Donovan. He said, okay, but Carmen is in the bottom. I know that's right, y'all. So Demetrius said to Kia, because they don't have a romantic connection, Paul said, well, tough titty, because I like the Kia. Like, we just had our first date. Well, P.O., you may have waited too long, honey, but I like how you let it be known to Demetrius, child, that you ain't playing and that you like the Kia. I did like that. So Clifton said, oh, okay, well, good luck on that. Because, honey, y'all know the Kia is one of his prospects. Tori said Christina. So then Clifton chimed in and said, you know, he's talked to Christina, but it's just not really giving what it's supposed to be gave. So he would say Christina as well. P.O. was like, why you saying Christina? P.O., she doesn't even answer your calls. Baby, P.O. piping up tonight. Do y'all hear me? Clifton said his other person that will be on his bottom is Sabrina. Here go P.O. petty behind. Oh, yeah, I would say Sabrina. You only said Sabrina because Demetrius said to Kia. The P should be for petty because that's exactly what you like to do. Donovan said, oh, okay, well, I would say Joy because we haven't been out. Tommy said, this is just a lot to digest. Do y'all need a little bit more time? Basically, I need to go back and find out if we can eliminate somebody or not. So Demetrius was like, yeah, I think we need some more time. He said, okay, well, no elimination tonight, but here's the next curveball. I want to send y'all all away for not one night, because you know one night you could still put on your best. You could still show up as your representative, but 2 nights on a trip. Child, not 2. Child, they are grown people. A weekend, a week, or nothing. Child, goodbye. So all the men are like, ooh, overnight trip. Oh, okay, well, let's get into it then. So then, of course, Tommy had to tell Paul to make sure he ironed his clothes because, y'all, he showed up wrinkled to the first gentleman's lounge of this episode. And I'm like, Paul, you are too old for him to have to tell you to iron your clothes, child. And that was the end of the episode. Baby, this episode was a waste. A waste of time, a waste of a review. It was a waste. Why do y'all keep eliminating yourselves? That is not the premise of the show. Y'all should be fined for eliminating yourselves. Y'all need to take a page out of Married at First Sight's book. If they don't do what they're supposed to do contractually, then they will be fined. Because this is getting on my damn nerves. All right, y'all. Y'all let me know down below how you felt about this episode. What did you think about the ladies meeting the gentleman's friends? And y'all, let's get into it down in the comments. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.